Larry Cohen has been teaching bridge for 30 years. His advice for students hasn't changed. Don't play too many conventions. Now, in a twist of fate, it's Larry who will be teaching conventions. Not just any old gadgets though. Larry is going to teach key conventions that will help improve your game. So buckle up. It's going to be a wonderful, wild Wednesday.
Welcome, everybody. We are, does it say Michael Berkowitz on my name? Might have to change that. No, it says Larry Cohen. Okay. Welcome. We are here to talk about conventions today. Let me share my screen. I don't do conventions a lot, but let me show you what is on my website. If you were to go to like Larry's top 16 conventions, or anytime you want to look for what I think, that'll come up. Okay, top 16, or what should we play? That'd be funny if it doesn't come up now that I'm live. Okay, what should we play? I list on my website, anytime you want to see what I think are important conventions, you will see them right there. And today we're going to be doing, I'm not going to go beyond what's on my website. I know Barbara Seagram has 25, but I don't go any deeper than these 16. So what we're going to be doing today is one of these down here in my Tier C conventions, new Minor Checkback. Okay, but really when I talk about conventions, these four are these are essential. These are ones that you're going to use every time. Negative doubles, most important, Blackwood, Stayman, Jacoby transfers. Those are four that will come up all the time. But any experienced players at your local duplicate are likely to be using the rest of these here, these main ones. We had one on Lebenssoil a couple weeks ago, and today we're going to be doing new Minor Checkback. That's going to be the convention du jour. So hopefully by now all of you are back in from our technical glitch. This will be recorded, of course. We'll send you the recording, the handout, and the quiz afterwards. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Ooh, that's a mess. And let's pull up our new minor forcing demonstration. Okay, so let me share this with you. Get to new minor forcing. Okay, so this, first of all, any convention that you're going to play, you have to first make sure that you and your partner are on the same page, that you've agreed to use this convention. There are, unfortunately, this is one of those conventions, well, it's like most conventions, where there are several different ways of playing it. There are several different versions. So it's not enough to just say to your partner, new minor forcing. You have to just talk for a couple minutes and figure out which way you're using it. And as we go through it today, I'll point out to you a few of the possible variations out there. Unfortunately, we have to be aware that this hasn't been unified. Also, like any convention, you have to discuss with your partner if you're going to use this, if there's interference. In other words, the opponents are in your auction, if they're in the bidding, or if one of you is a passed hand, like pass. And for simplicity, I would say that you and your partner should use this convention only when they're not in the bidding at all, they're passing. And also when you guys have opened in first or second seed, not pass, don't use it over that. I'll touch on that later. I don't want to confuse you right away. So let me explain what this convention is, new minor forcing. Well, this is the gist of it. Okay, this convention is used, okay, and this is probably the most important thing I could say because people get confused, only by the responder. So that would be the partner of opener. That's the only person who can use this convention. The opening bidder can't. And it's only after the opener second bid is 1 no or 2 no. So it's only after, let's make it more specific, okay? It's only going to be in this auction, something like one diamond by the opener, one heart response, an opener bids a no trump. This is when we'll use the convention. I'll tell you more about it in a minute. Or two no trump rebid, one diamond, one heart. Two no trump is when we would use the convention. Really, here's the gist of it. This convention, new minor, is used when we open one anything. We open one anything. Our part, well, it's not going to be one spade because it can't go one spade, one something, one no. But it's going to be we open one anything other than a spade. The response is one of a major, a capital M means one heart or one spade. And then opener has to rebid one no or two no. And then we can use the convention, and I'll be talking about how that convention works today. Now, this might help a lot of you. I suspect a lot of you who are watching already know something about this convention, that you've used it or heard of it. But I think a very good way to help you understand more about this convention is if you think of it this way, okay? When we open one no, let's say we open one no opening, okay, one no opening, we would use a convention that you all know here called Stamen, where two clubs would ask about majors. Like if we open one no, two clubs would ask about majors. So really all this convention new minor is instead of it being a one no or two no opening, it's going to go something, something, one no. And then we're going to use the convention. And instead of it being stamen, it's really, it's a form of stamen, okay? But it's not looking for a 4-card major, but it's looking for 3. It's looking for 3-card support. So for example, if I open one no, two clubs is asking for a 4-card major. But when it goes something, one diamond, one heart, one no, the stamen, if you will, is asking for a 3-card. It's looking for 3 cards in these. So it is a convention that's similar to stamen. Okay, maybe that'll help some of you as we go along. So let's look at the next little slide here. Whoops, too fast. Let's look at an example here. And these are in the handout. All of you will be, if you haven't downloaded it yet, these auctions and examples will be in the handout. But here's an example, and pretty soon I'm going to ask you to chat with me. I'm going to interact and ask some questions. But this is your basic auction here. One diamond, one diamond by the opener, one of a major response, one no, new minor. So let's talk about what that means. What do we mean by new minor? Well, new means new is really a synonym for unbid, hasn't been mentioned yet. So it really means whichever one wasn't opened. So if the opening bid was one diamond, then the ask or the convention is going to be clubs, 2 clubs. If the opening bid was 1 club, then it's going to be 2 diamonds. So it's just going to be the other minor, new minor, or other minor, or unbid minor. That's really what we're talking about today. Now, I told you I'd mention, and the last thing I want to do is confuse you, but what we're teaching today is called new minor. Either some people call it new minor forcing. It's not game forcing, but it's one round. Some people call this new minor check back, like checking back for a 5-3 fit. You'll see in a minute. So what we're talking about today is called new minor, either new minor forcing. Some people put NMF on their convention card, new minor check back. That's what we'll be discussing today. But I want you to be aware there are some people that do something a little different. We're not going to do it today. There's something out there on the market called two-way. And actually, Marty Bergen thinks this is even easier. We're not doing two-way. But if you are using this convention, make sure you and your partner are doing the same thing. We're doing new minor today. What some people do is they use 2 clubs and 2 diamonds, regardless of this bid. This is new. This is a weaker hand, not game forcing, and this is game forcing, both artificial. So that's two-way new minor. We're not going to do that convention today, but some people play that. And if you want to play that, you'd have to learn something different. But be aware that's one of the things out there. Also, some people play 2 clubs forces 2 diamonds, and 2 clubs is always the bid. We're not doing that either. So what we're doing today, and you just want to be clear with your partner, is today we're teaching new minor forcing or new minor check back. So whatever the opening minor was, whatever the opening bid was, it'll always be the other one. If the opening bid was 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no, the new minor, they'd both be new, but what we would use 2 clubs in that case, the cheaper one. But we're talking today about new minor forcing. So here's one example of it: a diamond, a heart, 1 no, 2 clubs. What does the 2 club bid mean? Is it alertable? We'll talk about all that as we go on. Yes, it is alertable. You know, it really, it's like Stayman. It really is like Stayman. Now, Stayman is not alertable. 1 no 2 clubs is certainly not an alert, but when used after a 1 no rebid, this convention is alertable. Even though it is like Stayman, it is alertable. We'll cover that in a minute. Okay, next example. What about this? Let me start to get you involved with the chat. This will be an easy question, but I want to make sure the chat is working. So tell me if this auction on your screen, yes or no, is this a new minor forcing auction? That way I'll know if you're following me. I'll know if you're back live. I'll know if chat's working. Yes or no, is this a new minor forcing auction? Okay, and almost everybody's saying yes, and everyone who said yes is correct. Yeah, because it went 1 club. Whoops, no, boy, I'm having all techno. It went 1 club by the opener, 1 of a major, a no trump rebid, 1 no or 2 no, and now 2 of a minor. Now, 3 diamonds. We're not going to jump. 3 diamonds, that would not be new minor. It's always going to be on the next level. Okay, so 2 diamonds is new minor forcing here. Now, what does it show? We haven't talked about that yet, but it certainly says nothing about diamonds. It means nothing about diamonds. What does it show? We're going to get into that. Okay, what about this? Is this yes or no? Is this an example of new minor forcing? As we defined, is this an example? Diamond, spade, 2 no, 3 clubs. Yes, because we had 1 something, 1 of a major, and a 1 no or 2 no rebid, and then the new minor. So yes, this is another example of it. So that's the first thing, is to know when it is on. And as to what it shows and the follow-ups, we'll talk about it in a minute. So it's going to be the second bid, always the second bid of the auction by the responder. So it's always going to have to go 1 something, 1 of a major. We don't use it after 1 club past 1 diamond. We're not going to use it. Okay, 1 club, 1 of a major, and it goes either 1 no or 2 no. And then the second bid by the responder here is going to be the new minor. So that's when it's on. That's first things first. That's going to be the easy part today. It'll get harder. Hang in there. Okay, now here's something a lot of people don't realize. This, I'm going to have to circle this. Must have at least game invitational. To use this convention, you've got to promise me right now, do not ever use this convention with a bad hand, with no game interest. So if it goes, say, 1 diamond, 1 spade, 1 no, and you have 7 points, you can't and won't ever use this convention. You've got to have at least 10 or 11 or so. You've got to have it invitational plus. We don't use the convention unless we have at least invitational to game. Okay, so that's the first thing to remember. And I see this convention abused all the time. Okay, let's take a look at this convention in use here. Okay, you're going to be north. Okay, north. Your partner opened a diamond. Now you have what? 14 points. Okay, you responded a heart. Well, Larry, I play 2-over-1 game forcing. Well, so do I. But when you have this responding hand, you couldn't use 2-over-1 game forcing. You had to say one heart. Okay, now your partner says no trump. Okay, so in standard bidding, without this convention, you'd be kind of stuck. Well, what do you think you're going to do here? I'll ask you an easy one. Chat to me. With the convention, what do you think a hand like this is going to do with playing the convention? What do you think you're going to bid here? Yeah, it makes it easy when it's our topic today. But yeah, playing the convention, you're going to bid 2 clubs with this hand. Okay, now that is new minor. This is the auction we talked about, one something, one of a major, one no. But I haven't told you what it shows yet and why you would use it. Okay. Well, this is the main usage for it. Okay. Typically, I mean, for all intents and purposes, you're going to have a five of your major. Are there times you might use it in other situations? Yeah, but I'm not going to get into the exception, the weird stuff. For all intents and purposes, you are going to have 5 in your major. And what you're trying to find out is, do we have a 5-3 heart fit? Because if we do, we'd rather be in hearts. Like, let's say our partner, for example, has 3 spades ace and 3 hearts king and 4 diamonds ace jack and 3 clubs jack. Don't we want to be in hearts opposite something like that? Or any, a lot of hands we can think of. We can give partner a 5th diamond and something like that. So if we have a 5-3 heart fit, we would like to find hearts as a contract. Now, in standard bidding, let's say you didn't have this convention. Okay, let's say you can't ask your partner, do you have 3 hearts? Because this essentially, as we'll talk about, this is essentially saying, partner, do you have 3 of my major? That's what it's saying. Without this convention, I mean, what would you do over 1 no? Would you bid 3 no? Would you bid 3 hearts? That's not what that shows. That would show 3 hearts would be 6 or more hearts invitational. So there's really no bid for this. This is why this convention is popular. Without the convention, you're stuck with a hand like this. Playing the convention, this 2 club bid alertable asks partner if she has 3 card heart support. So we'll be getting to the nitty gritty of this soon. All right, what about a hand like this? Partner opens a club. We respond to spade. We certainly want to be in game. We've 13, at least game. Partner bids a no trump. So now we know our partner has got, like, a flat 13-ish, 12 to 14. So at this point, where do we want to be? Well, we don't know. We might want to be in 3-no. We might have a 5-3 spade fit. We might have a 4-4 heart fit. Partner could easily have. Could partner have 4 hearts, 4 hearts for that bid? Sure, of course. We're going to talk about reverses next Wednesday. A partner can't be 2 hearts with the flat minimum. So we might have a 4-4 heart fit, 5-3 spade fit. We might belong in no trump. And as some of you have typed in, even though I didn't ask, what we can do with a hand like this is use the new minor. And what's going to happen now, partner will alert, and partner will show us 3 card spade support if she has it, okay, by bidding 2 spades. If she doesn't have 3 card spade support, she could also show us 4 hearts. As to which is the priority, we'll talk about that in a moment. But over our 2 diamonds, if our partner bids 2 spades, she's got 3. If she bids 2 hearts, she's got those. And if she doesn't have this and doesn't have this, she'll bid 2 no trump, and we'll get into those. And if partner bids 2 no, we haven't found a fit, so we'll go to 3 no. And again, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I want to show you on the way why this is a popular convention. Okay, now what about this hand? Partner opens a diamond. We bid a spade, of course we do, and partner bids 2 no trump. Partner bids 2 no trump. So partner has 18 to 19. We have 6, but I like the 6. Those of you who took Should I Go a couple, I think in November we did that. This is a good 6 because we have the queen and partners diamonds. We have a 5-card suit that partners got a couple of, 2 or 3 of. So I want to be in game, and I want to be in either 3-0 or 4 spades. And I don't want to guess which one. I want to find out, does my partner have 3-card support? Because a diamond, a spade, 2-0 partner could easily have 3 cards in spades. So the way I do that is I use the new minor here. I bid 3 clubs, the new minor, and it's like Stayman, but it's like asking for partner, do you have 3 spades? And if my partner has 3 spades, she'll bid 3 spades. 3 spades means I have 3 spades. If she doesn't, we'll be in 3-0. Hope for the best. I'm not thrilled. I'm hoping partner has 3 spades. Okay. All right. This, like I said, is alertable. Who alerts? Well, at the bridge table, which we hopefully will get back to in a half a year or so, at the bridge table, I know some clubs are already playing. At the bridge table, your partner will alert. You make the artificial bid, the new minor. Your partner says alert. When you play online, you're alerting your own bid, but new minor is alertable. It's in red on the convention card. Okay, don't use it if you don't need to. What do I mean by that? Well, I would call this convention abuse. Let me show you some examples here. Okay, here's our auction. I'll show you the hand in a minute. Okay, the auction is partner opens a diamond, South opens a diamond, we bid a spade. I'll give you some cards in a minute. Partner bid a no trump, so partner's got a 12 to 14 no trump. Okay, let me show you some hands here and see what we're going to do. Okay, what are we going to do with this hand? You can type to me. Type to me what you would do with this hand. Lost my monitor here. Let me get my monitor back. Okay. Well, I'm seeing 3 different votes come in. I'm seeing votes for pass, for 2 clubs, and I'm seeing some votes for my choice, which would be 2 spades. Okay, let's talk about this. First of all, do you have any interest in game? Your partner's got about 13, and we have 7. So this is a part score. This is not a game. So we will not use the convention. So anyone who used 2 clubs as the convention, don't do that. Because as you'll see soon, when you bid 2 clubs, your partner's allowed to jump to 3 spades, and you don't want to show invitational hand here. 2 clubs would promise invitational hand. So let's rule out 2 clubs. That's out. Okay, now the choice between pass and 2 spades, okay. You could pass, but I like this because, well, let me ask you this. What if your partner had opened 1-0? What if your partner opened 1-0? Wouldn't you transfer to spades? Don't you want to be in spades? Larry, what if partner has only 2 of them? So what? Don't you want to be in spades? Here's your partner's hand. Queen and 1, 3 to the ace, ace, queen, jack, 5th, and 3 little. Okay, a diamond, a spade, and no trump. Don't you want to be in spades? You don't want to be in hearts. So even though it might be 5-2, I want to be in spades. I have a singleton. Might I ever choose to play 1-0? Let's say I had 5-3, 3-2 when it was ugly, like queen empty 5th and queen jack 3rd and queen 3rd and queen and 1. Yeah, I might leave my partner in 1-0. And I know there's some of you who have partners who will rebid 1-0 with a singleton. I don't do that though. I don't rebid 1-0 with a singleton spade. So my partner, when my partner rebids 1-0, she has 2 or 3 spades, and I want to be in my 5-2 or 5-3 spade fit. I don't want to leave my partner in 1-0. So I bid 2 spades. That's 100% sign off. If you want to pass 1-0 and take your chances, fine, but I don't think that's right. But don't use the new minor on that hand. Okay, what about this hand? Diamond by partner. We bid a spade. Of course, partner bids a no trump. What do you think here? I think of several choices. What do you think here? Chat to me. Left click on chat. Okay, and just a reminder, the Q&A, I will take questions at the end of this, like in about an hour. But for now, I can see your chat. I can't see your questions, but I can see chat. Okay, there's really two choices here. First of all, am I interested in a game here? I think so. I mean, my partner's got about 13, and I have a really nice 10 with up. I have a 6-card suit, so I'm going to add for that. I mean, at least, about 2 more points. So I'm in game range. I like this in my partner's diamonds. I'm not going to insist on a game because my partner might have only 12 points. Okay, so I'd like to invite. I want to invite game. And I want to invite in spades. I have no interest in three no. I want to be in spades. So there's 2 ways I can do that. I can bid. You could use new minor here and find out if partner has 3 spades. So that's one thing. Or you could just bid a straightforward 3 spades. 3 spades would be invitational here. So that's what you could. You don't need the convention with a hand like this. A jump in a previously bid suit is invitational with 6 spades. So you could go 2 ways here. You could use the convention or you could jump to 3 spades invitational. So that's worth knowing. What about this one? Diamond, a spade, 1 no. What do you think here? Diamond, a spade, 1 no. Can you chat to me so I know everyone's still here? We didn't have another power outage, another Zoom outage. Whoops. What do you guys think here? Mary says 3 spades. Carol says 4 spades. Linda, oh, I got 3 different votes so far. 3 different votes coming in. I'm getting votes. You could see I put the answer on the screen. I jumped the gun. Okay. I'm getting votes for 2 clubs. I'm getting votes for 3 spades. I'm getting votes for 4 spades. Well, it's not like anything's terribly wrong here, but here would be my thinking. All right. I have got 11, but when you count this good 6-card suit, even facing too little, or maybe jack and 1, or I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to count this as at least 13. I have a singleton. I have the queen in partner suit, a king. I think this is enough for game. I want to be in game with this. Even opposite a minimum, I want to be in game. Here, let me make up a minimum. Let's load it up. Let's give partner jack and a spade. That's a compromise between three to the king and too little. Let's go queen jack, 4th of hearts, king jack, 4th of diamonds, 4 is 8, and ace, 3rd of clubs. That's a 12 count. Okay, and opposite that, we're going to lose nothing here. One of these, and maybe we're going to make 4 or 5. That's opposite a flat 12, a minimum. So I'm just going to bid game with this hand, and I don't need the convention because I have 6 spades and partner has 2 or 3. So we've got 8 or 9 spades. So I don't need the convention. Why use it? See, if I use the convention, if I bid 2 clubs here, well, that gives away information. We tell the opponent, partner is going to now tell what she has. Does she have 2 or 3 spades? Does she have a minimum? Does she have a maximum? Not only that, when we make such bids, anyone know what the other downside of this? There's several downsides of using the convention here when you don't need it. If you want to chat to me, what do you think the downside of using the convention here is? So I would just bid 4 spades because you know you want to be in game. And you know you have 8 or 9 spades, so you know you want to be there, just bid it. The downside, and I've seen answers for both of them, is first of all, you give your opponents a chance for a lead directing double, just like they can double Stamen, 1 no 2. If your opponents double this bid, and you should remember if your opponents use new minor and you double, that's lead directing. That's like doubling Stamen or doubling a Jacoby transfer, says lead club. So you give them a chance at a lead directing double or an inference that they didn't make a lead directing double. So you give them a chance. And the other reason so there's 3 reasons not to use it. 1, you're giving away information about partner's hand that will help them. 2, they might help them with the lead. And 3, Your partner might forget the convention. You might end up in two clubs, or your partner might mess it up, or you might end up with a director call. So don't use the convention when you don't need to. Just bid four spades. You want to be in four spades, bid four spades. Okay, we've talked about why we might use new minor. Let's talk about what opener does after the new minor. So the auction's going to go one something by you. You're going to be the opener. You're going to open. Your partner bids one of a major. Okay, we bid no trump. Let's say one no for now. And your partner has bid two of the new minor. Okay. Okay, well, what are your obligations? Okay, well, your first obligation is to remember that you are playing the convention and to alert it, to say alert. You just say alert, okay? Because if you don't, let's say it goes a diamond, a spade, and no trump, two clubs, and you're just looking at the sky and trying to remember, oh, it's for dinner, and your partner's sitting there waiting for you to alert. It's just, you really shouldn't be playing conventions if you're going to have a hard time remembering them. Now, I'll be a little bit lenient. Let me tell you that whenever you learn a new convention, the first couple of times you indeed might forget it. You might forget that you're using new minor forcing, and you might forget. But if that keeps happening, it's probably a sign you shouldn't be using it. Okay, but assuming you eventually get used to it, and this is a convention that, experienced players, you sit down in a Flight A event, everyone's going to be playing it. It's a pretty common convention. So with time and experience, you'll get used to using it. So you have to alert, you have to remember, and then what is your obligation for your third? This is going to be your third bid of the auction, okay? So we're going to talk about that. Well, the gist of it here is your main job amongst your several jobs is to show three of partners major. That's your first and foremost obligation. Now, we are going to show minimum, maximum. We're going to have a few other things to think about. There's a few ways of doing this, but as long as you train your brain that, hey, my first job is to show three card support, that will be a big help here. Okay, so let's take a look. We're going to show three card support. We're going to also, when we have three card support, we're going to, with a minimum, we're going to just bid two. Something, one, no, two of a new minor, we're going to bid two. But if we have a maximum, remember our partner might be invitational. We're going to jump, so we might reach game. Now, not everyone does it this way, but that's the mainstream way in use. As I record this in the year 2020, someone's going to look back on this and never know how weird a year 2020 was. But in the year 2020, I'm showing you what the mainstream usage is out there, so that if you sit down with a partner in this coming decade, this is probably the mainstream way. Okay, if you don't have three card support, your next priority would show four in the other major. That's typically going to be hearts, because if you had spades, a heart, a spade, you would have shown four spades for the most part. So it's usually going to be to show four hearts if you have it. Okay, it's a lot of words. Let's look at examples that'll straighten it out. So here's our first auction. Okay, it's going to go. You've opened one diamond. You've opened a diamond, partner bid a heart, and you bid a no trump. So what you've said here is 12 to 14. And the way I see it is you're not likely to have four spades. I almost always would show four cards in spades here when I rebid a no trump. I wouldn't have four spades. I would show them in case we have a 4-4 spade fit. Anyway, that's besides the point. This is 12 to 14 balance. Certainly not for hearts. You would raise every time with hearts. Okay, so two clubs. You have to remember that's the convention. Alert. If they ask, you could, well, you really shouldn't say new minor, because a new player won't know what that means. You could say it's artificial. It's asking for more information. Or you could say it's like Stayman, except it's looking for three card support. So your first obligation here would be to show three cards in hearts. And at the same time, you would show your strength as well. So we're going to take a look at that. Okay, two hearts would mean three cards support, three, and a minimum, like so 12, or a bad 13, like so-so 13. Okay, remember the range of one no is 12 to 14. So 13s can go either way. All right. With three cards support at a maximum, you can jump. So like with 14 or a good 13, let me give you an example of a good 13. Let's go say ace 10 doubleton, queen jack third, ace queen 10 fifth, three little. Well, I might have even I might have not rebid a no trump with that, but let's say we did a diamond, a heart, and no trump. This is certainly a good 13. I hope I don't have a 5-card suit, a 3-card. So I'd almost want to bid 4 hearts with this, but I don't even have to make it. I would even do it with a good 12. This 12 is so good, I would call it a maximum in support of hearts. But basically, this shows 3 and a maximum. And again, this is the way most people play it today. Okay, not everyone does, but I would assume that's the mainstream way. Okay, let's say it goes a club, a spade, a no trump, 2 diamonds. Okay, is that new minor? Is that new minor forcing? Yeah, it's 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no, 2 diamonds, new minor forcing. Let's take a look. Okay, club, spade, a no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, 3 card spade support at a minimum. Let me pencil in an example here. Let's go queen third, king in 1. King jack third, and king fifth. Okay, so that would be a club, a spade. We rebid a no trump, new minor, and we have 3. Showing those 3 spades was our priority. So that's what that would be all about. Let's look, what would it mean if we jumped to 3 spades? That would mean we have 3 card support and a maximum. So let me try an example of that. We've opened a club. Let's say we have king, queen, 4th of clubs, ace, 3rd of diamonds, ace, 3rd of hearts, and jack, 10, 3rd of spades. That would certainly be a maximum at 14 with kind of nice trumps. So that would be 3 cards, spades, and a maximum for partner. Okay, now, so what partner does next? We're going to actually talk about that, but you've shown your hand. Here's one more thing you might do. Okay, let's look at this auction. Let's break this down. Club, spade, we rebid a no trump, partner bid the new minor, and we bid 2 hearts. Well, what's that all about? Well, it's what you think. It's 4 cards and hearts. Let me show you an example of that. Now, here's a good question. What do you do if you had a choice? You have 4 hearts and you also have 3 spades. Okay, so in other words, what if you were 3, 4, 3, 3? What would you do? Or should you show the 3 card spades support, or should you show the 4 hearts? Well, I hate to tell you this, but there's no universal answer to this. Some people I play with do it one way, some do it the other way, some pick the better one. I'm going to recommend simple. Let's stick with, I think it's easier to remember, and it's not that crucial which you do. Why don't we say in our partnerships, the 3 card support is the priority, because that's usually what partners looking for. So it's easier to remember. So this is the priority. So we will always show the 3 card support first. Now, I don't think any of you are trying to win the Bermuda Bowl. If you want to go into more detail, fine, but I don't think it's practical, because who's going to remember? You're already talking about the 5th bid of the auction. So I think it's practical to just say you'd show the 3 card support first. But if you don't have the 3 card support and you do have 4 hearts, you can show it. So let me show you an example of what that might look like. Let's go with queen and 1, because we won't have 3 card support, ace, 4th of hearts, king, 3rd of diamonds, ace, 4th of clubs. Okay, we opened a club. Our partner bid a spade. We bid a no trump because we wouldn't reverse. Next Wednesday's topic reverses. We bid a no trump. Partner bid the new minor. And we said, well, partner, we don't have 3 of yours, but we do have 4 of these. And why are we showing them? Well, because you, the responder, could have, let's say, king 10 5th, ace king 4th, whatever. So we could, well, you can't have ace king 4th. There'd be 2 aces of hearts, but our partner could have 5 4. So there could be a 4 4 heart fit. So we show it. All right. What's this auction on the screen? And I have sympathy. I know that some of you, Larry, this is 5 bids. Let me digest it. So let's break this down. Okay, we opened a club, partner bid a spade, we bid a no trump, so 12 to 14 balanced. Partner used the new minor, and we bid two no trump. Is that something we can do? Yeah, well, we didn't have 4 hearts, and we didn't have 3 spades. So we couldn't bid 2 hearts with 4. We couldn't bid 2 spades with 3. So we bid no trump. Now, notice it says a minimum. Again, this is the modern way of doing it. I'm not so thrilled with it, but it's easy to remember. So this is no major and a minimum, and 3 no. I think that's the next side would be no major and a maximum. I'm not thrilled with making that bid. I'm going to tell you that I called my friend Marty. This is not a Marty Bergen story, but whenever Marty and I are teaching and we kind of want to brush up on what's mainstream, Marty and I went through this together. We just chatted about it last week. And Marty said, look, this is what most people are probably doing now. I'm not thrilled with it, but we agreed that we'll teach it this way because it's simpler. It's simple to remember, and that's good enough. We don't want to get complex with all these weird things. We want to keep it easy to remember. So this is consistent. So 2 no would be no major, no 3 spades, no 4 hearts, and a minimum. This is a maximum. So let me show you an example of this one. Let's look at an example of 2 no. Let's try to make up an example of that. So let's go. We're only going to have 2 card spades. We're only going to have 3 hearts. So let's go king, jack, third of hearts. We open the bidding a club. So we're not going to be 4-4 in the minors. Usually with 4-4 in the minors, I open a diamond. So let's go 4, 3 is 7, 3 is 10, and let's go queen, fifth of clubs. Okay, so we opened a club. Our partner bid a spade. We rebid a no trump. We don't repeat these. Partner asked, and we don't have 3 spades. We don't have 4 hearts. So we're going to bid no trump, and we have a minimum. So we bid 2 no. Now, how do you remember all this stuff? Well, some of you might be, I know what's happening. Some of you have played this already. You're familiar with it. So this is kind of followable. For those of you who are hearing it for the first time, I sympathize. You have to study it. But even though this is a convention, it's kind of naturalish because, yeah, this is a convention, but it's like Stayman. And if you think of it as answering Stayman, I mean, you're really answering Stayman, only you would show 3 of these, 4 of the other. And if you don't have it, you're kind of bidding what's left, in this case, no trump. So it's not like you have to memorize a lot of artificial stuff. Here, let's take a look at an example of 3 no. Okay, what would this look like? Let's try to make up an example of this auction. Let's go king and 1, jack third, queen 10 third, 6, and ace king 10 fifth. I would say that's a nice 13 with 2 10s and a 5-card suit. I would tell partner, I don't have 3 of these. I don't have 4 hearts, but I have a maximum. So 3 no. Do I love this auction or this bid? It's okay. Let's put it that way. But it's simple if we remember it that way. Okay. Yeah, we don't, I see a question. I don't usually answer the chat questions, but I see an answer from John. We do not repeat when you 3 3 2 5 or something with a 5-card minor, you bid a minor, 1 something, 1 no. We don't repeat a 5-card minor. Just like you would open 1 no with that shape, not the minor. So you don't repeat a 5-card minor when you're balanced. Okay, let's move on. Diamond, a spade, 2 no, 3 clubs. Okay, let's look at this auction. So we've opened a diamond. Partner bid a spade. We bid 2 no. That's 18, 19 balanced. Partner bid 3 clubs. We remember to say alert. Now, what is our job here? Okay, well, on this one, we don't do minimum or maximum. Okay, we don't do minimum or maximum. We just, because we don't want to jump to 4 and blow by 3 no or something. So after the 2 no rebid, our job is pretty simple. We show 3 of the major as our priority. If we don't have that, we show 4 of the other major. If we don't have that, then we can bid 3 diamonds here, like you're answering Stamen. I'll show you what that looks like. I know it can sound confusing at first. Someone asked about two-way. Okay, just two-way. I mentioned that at the beginning. Yeah, two-way new minor is we're not discussing that today. Do I endorse it? It's fine. If you and your partner want to play it, you play it. It's actually probably simpler than this, but most people play what I'm showing here. Okay, so diamond, spade, 2, no, 3 clubs. We're going to look at 3 spades. Okay, so what does that show? What does that show? 3 cards in spades. So let's look at an example of that. King third, ace queen doubleton, king third, and ace queen fifth. Okay, so we better do it the other way around. Let's have 4 diamonds and only 3 clubs. Let's go 4-4 in the minors. 6, 11. Let me start over. Okay, we opened a diamond. So let's go queen third, ace, jack doubleton, ace, king, queen fourth, queen fourth. Okay, so we opened a diamond, our partner bid a spade, we bid 2 no, partner bid 3 clubs, and our first priority is show the 3 card spade support. So that's what a 3 spade bid would look like if you get dealt 3 of them. What if you're not dealt 3 of them? Well, the next priority is going to be again to show 4 cards in hearts. So let's see what that would look like. We opened a diamond. Let's go with 5 of them this time. King, queen, fifth of diamonds. Well, let's go with 4 of them. Because if we have 5 diamonds and 4 hearts, we might have reversed next week's topic again. Okay, let's go with king, queen, fourth of diamonds, ace, queen, fourth of hearts, king and a spade, 6, 11, 14, and ace, third of clubs. So that would be, we opened a diamond, our partner bid a spade, we bid 2 no, 18, 19 balance. This is not a reverse hand. We would need a 5th diamond. And our partner used the new minor, and we didn't have 3 of these, but we do have 4 of those. So we bid 3 hearts. Okay, so again, we're keeping this simple. We're keeping it consistent. We're always going to show the 3 of partners first. Next choice, 4 of the other major. And then the final choice is what if you don't have either of them? Then you would just bid no trump. So let's say it went a diamond, a spade, 2 no, 3 clubs, and you don't have 3 spades, you don't have 4 hearts. Okay, well then you would have to bid here. You could bid 3 diamonds if you wanted to emphasize those. Maybe you have 5 of them, or you could bid 3 no. I'm not going to get into the difference in that because who's going to remember? Just don't bid 3 spades or don't bid 3 hearts. Okay, so let's try this example here. It's the hand on the screen. Why don't you type to me your answer? Okay, so think it over. You're south. This is your hand. You've opened a club, a spade, a no trump, 2 diamonds alert. See if you can get oriented and tell me what would you bid here? You can chat to me. Remember all those rules we discussed. We're playing it the way I explained it, which you have to make sure your partner is playing it the same way. Okay. How did we just explain it? We explained the simple version. Priority number 1 is, what was priority number 1? Was it to show 4 of the other? Or is our priority number 1 going to be to support partner? Okay, I know you can rewatch the tape. I wanted to keep it simple. I said priority 1 is the 3 card support for partner. Yeah, you have 4 hearts. Yes, partner might have 4 hearts. But if partner does have 4 hearts, partner will have 5 spades. So don't worry about it. You're still finding an 8 card fit, and we're not going to debate 5-3 versus 4-4. Nobody's ever won that debate. See, so partner's 4-4. She would have gone up the line, 1 heart, club of heart. So if partner does have 4 hearts, she's got 5 spades. So don't worry. So our priority is to show spades here. So it's just a question of whether to bid 2 spades or 3 spades. Well, we have, let's see, 6, 5, 11, 12, 13. I would call this a bad 13. 4 triple 3, no 10s, no 9s, No eights, no sevens. Oh no, we have a seven. I would call it a bad 13. So I would bid two spades. Two spades. Okay. Let's try this one. I'll let you look at the auction, practice this. Tell me, what is your bid as south? You opened a diamond, heart, two no, three clubs. Okay, well, let's go through our checklist. Let's see. Do we have three card support? Always start with that. Do you have three card support? No. Do we have four of the other majors? Well, we might on this auction. A diamond or two no, you could have four spades. Do we have four spades? Four of the other major? No. Okay, so we're not going to bid three hearts. We're not going to bid three spades. Well, that leaves us with either three diamonds or three no. Does it matter which? I would bid three diamonds. I mean, if you want, you could say three diamonds shows good diamonds, but I wouldn't even bother discussing it with my partner. I would just bid three diamonds, keep it low. If you bid three no, your partner would certainly understand it. Let's not define all these things unless we're trying to win the world championship. Okay, I honestly, did I even discuss this with David Berkowitz? I don't know, maybe. And we played 20 years on the national stage, and I'm not sure I even remember the difference. So it's not important. Just don't bid three hearts or three spades, because you don't have those. Okay, what are we going to do with this hand? Diamond, spade, no trump, two clubs. What are we going to do here? Well, let's go through our checklist. Do we have three cards for partner? No, so don't bid two spades. Do we have four of the other major? Oh, it looks like we do. And that's what we do then. We're going to bid two hearts. Two hearts. Okay. Now, do I show the minimum or maximum when I have four in the heart suit? I don't even discuss it. Life's too short. I mean, you could say that this is four in a minimum and three hearts is four in a maximum, but I don't know. The problem is partner might have not even have hearts. I wouldn't waste time on some of these things. You know, frankly, let me say to you that when you start going down this path of conventions, you can make life miserable for yourself. And it's really the doom of too many partnerships. One of the people on my staff was listening. I'm going to wink to that person. You know when to call it a day. Don't just keep it simple. It's already enough to take on a convention. Don't try to define it to the nth degree, because if you want to start defining the fifth bid and the nuances, who wants to study that and remember all that? I just would say wing it. At some point, you just got to go with it and not try to define too much. Okay, now, I promise this will be as far as we delve into it. New minor forcing, responders third bid. Okay, notice, so it's going to go one something, one of a major by responder. One something, one of a major, one no. New minor. Opener is going to do whatever she does, like we just talked about. And now the third bid by the responder. So we're going to do the sixth bid of the auction. I believe on the handout, yeah, I had sympathy. On the handout, I think I might have put a picture of like a exasperated face, like, oh my goodness. But good news here, the sixth bid of the auction, it's not like you're going to say, oh no, now I have to memorize some code. Okay, it's going to be like common sense. Okay, I'm sorry if that sounds demeaning, but it's not going to be like anything like fifth year calculus. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, raising is invitational. I'll show you what that means. Well, I'll write it down and then we'll take a look at it. Raising is invitational. Well, I'm talking about the sixth bid of the auction, so I know that. Larry, I'm lost. What are you talking about? So what I'm talking about, let's go a diamond. spade. This is responder. Okay. 1 no. We use the new minor. Partner bid 2 hearts, say, and we bid 3 hearts. Or partner bid 2 spades and we bid 3 spades. So in other words, raising is invitational. Now, some might do it the other way. Some might play something else, but I'm trying to keep it simple. Raising is invitational, and we'll look at an example or two in a minute. Bidding 3 no is a choice of games. Okay, this is the most sophisticated thing I'm going to talk about today. And here's the good news. If you screw it up, if you forget, if your partner forgets, it's not going to be the end of the world. You'll land in some reasonable contract. But let me explain this, because this is a useful tool for experienced players. So let me show you, and we'll see an example in a moment. We're near the end. Incidentally, if you think you got everything so far, and I lose you in the next 5 minutes, the final 5 minutes, not a big problem, because we are on the 6th bid here, okay? But if you can get this, you can get this. So what I'm talking about here is, let's say it goes 1 club, 1 heart, 1 no. Okay, new minor, alert, 2 hearts. Okay, I've got 3 of them, right? 3 of them. 3 no. Well, let's think about that bid here. Bidding, the 3rd bid of the auction is 3 no. Why might a person, responder, do this? Think about it. Why did responder do this? Why did she bother? Why didn't she raise 1 no to 3 no? What, was she practicing the convention? Did she bid 2 diamonds just to practice? Hey, partner, let's wheel out this shiny new toy. Well, that doesn't make sense. Why would she use the new minor? If she just wanted to be in 3 no over 1 no, there was a way to get there, is just bid 3 no. Okay. Well, she learned you have 3 cards heart support, and she still bid 3 no. So why would she do that? No, not extra values. I mean, extra values, she would have just, what extra? If she would have just bid 3 no if she wanted to be in 3 no. Okay, she's not looking for spades, okay, because you would have bid spades. With 4 spades, you would have bid 1 spade. You would have gone up the line. Okay. She has 5 hearts. So, yeah, she forgot you're playing the convention. You could play, she forgot about the convention, but the only logical thing here is partner to do all that is offering a choice of games. What that means is your partner has 5 of hers, and she knows there's a 5-3 fit, but it's match points, and no trump pays more. So you might want to say to partner, because maybe the opener's 4-3-3. So maybe it's something like this. The opener is 3-3, say 4-3. And the responder, let's say the responder has something like this: queen 3rd, king jack 5th, too little, and ace queen jack. Let's say you're the responder, you have something like that, okay? 13 points. So your partner opened a diamond, you bid a heart, and your partner bid a no trump. And you said to yourself, well, I want to be in game. I have a nice 13, 5-card suit, but let's see if we have a 5-3 heart fit. We might belong in hearts. So you use the new minor, and your partner bid 2 hearts. And you say, okay, let me bid a game, but I don't want to insist on hearts, because maybe my partner has, say, king jack 3rd, queen 3rd, king queen 10 4th, king 3rd. Is that enough points? 14, yeah. Maybe it is match points. I'd rather be in 3 no, it pays more. Let me bid 3 no and tell partner, hey, I have 5 of my major. That's why I use the new minor. But partner, if you're something like this, let's play in 3 no. On the other hand, partner, let's say you have too little, or say king and 1, king queen 3rd, like in a prime hand for a suit contract, something like that. Well, then your partner will go to 4 hearts. I know I put some of the same cards in there, but it's offering partner a choice. And then the no trump opener with shape, with a double tin, without great stoppers, will play the 5-3 fit. But if the opener's flat with stoppers, your partner will play the 3 no. Now again, is it crucial to know this? No, but it's one of the finer points. I like to end with something complicated. So 3 no is choice of game. So here's a mouthful. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to ask you the sixth bid of the auction. See if you can figure it out. So partner bid a club. You have 13 points and you bid a spade. Partner bid a no trump. You bid the new minor and partner bid two spades. And what are you going to bid with this one? Chat to me. You could type chat to me, I'm lost, and I'll know how many of you I lost. Okay, well, let's bid game. Okay, because remember, three spades would be inviting. I want to bid game. I want to bid game. So I'm either going to bid four spades and play in the 5-3 or 3-no. And what is 3-no? 3-no is choice of games. If you want to be fancy, you can abbreviate that COG, choice of games. I think I'd give partner the choice here. I mean, partner opened a club. So partner might have, say, let me write in a hand for partner where she might choose no trump. Let's go queen third, king queen third, queen jack third, went through 10, and king 10 fourth. If partner's like flattish like that, wouldn't partner prefer 3-no? And looking at those two hands, wouldn't you rather be in 3-no? I think you'd rather be in 3-no. Not only does it pay more, but four spades might go down and 3-no makes. Okay. Now notice, see, if your partner had opened one diamond and you had three of those and only two in the unbid suit, I might not offer a choice then. I might just go to four spades. But I think I'd offer a choice here since my doubleton jack is in partner's clubs. Granted, she doesn't have to have great clubs, but I would bid 3-no here and offer a choice. If you didn't know that, will the world end? No. If you wanted to bid four spades, you'd be in four spades and it would be a 5-3 fit. But this, if you remember and partner remembers, is fancy COG. You'll really impress people if you know it. Here's the problem though. I'm giving this lesson on December 23rd, 2020 for those watching live. How many of you will remember it on January 4th, 2021? How many of you will remember it at dinner tonight? So that's the problem with these things. You know, sounds nice, but who's going to remember it? Okay. Okay, what about this hand? Diamond by partner. We bid a heart. Partner bid a no trump. We bid two clubs. Partner bid two hearts, and we question mark. Let's see. What do you think here? Let's see if you know what all these bids mean. It's nice if you know what all these bids mean. Conventions are not for beginners. You just can't remember all this stuff. Okay. The answers are coming in and they're pretty good. Yeah, Debbie, this is a somewhat logical convention. If you play Steinman, learning this is not as difficult as learning some other conventions. Okay, so diamond, we bid a heart. Our partner bid a note from 12 to 14. I think we want to be in game. I was on 13, but we sensibly checked. We looked, some people call this check back Steinman, new minor forcing, new minor check back, and partner showed three hearts. Okay, well, with all due respect to choice of games, I'm not giving partner a choice here. I don't want my partner to choose no trump. I have a singleton. Okay. And partner doesn't even have four spades. I mean, they have 9 or more spades. I don't want to offer a choice. I want to be in four hearts. And there's a great way to get there. I bid four hearts. Okay, so don't offer a choice of games. It's a nice fancy tool, but don't use it. Okay, the last example. This is the final example, and then I'll take some questions and wrap things up. So let's see if you can get this one. I'll also summarize. Take your time. You have to digest all these bids. You have to digest the first 5 bids here. Okay, let's see. Partner opened a diamonds. We bid a spade with 5-4. You would always respond one spade. Partner bid a no trump. We checked back. Here we were actually interested in either 3-card support here or 4-card support here. Interesting. Now partner said she's got 4 of hearts, 4 cards in hearts. So we found a 4-4 heart fit. I'm not offering no trump now. 4-4 heart fit, 4-4 major suit fit. That's almost always better than no trump. Besides, I have two doubletons. So we're playing in hearts. We're playing in hearts. So it's just a question of how many hearts. Let's see. I have 6 more 10 and one is 11. Partner's got about 13. What kind of an 11? Well, this doubleton jack is questionable. I do have 5 card suit, a 4 card suit, ace, queen, ace. I would call this hand worth a little more than 11, maybe 11 plus. So if you are aggressive and your partner's a good declarer and you want to put your partner in 4, you could. I think I've seen opening bids these days. Partners are opening these lousy 12s. I think I'd invite. Remember the third, a raise is invitational. I think I would invite with 3 hearts, or my screen said 4 hearts. I think I talked myself just now into 3 hearts. I'll tell you what, we'll put 3 hearts or 4 hearts. And deciding on which one, that depends on how good or declarer you think your partner is. So let's leave it at that. Okay, let me summarize this, and I'm going to take some questions. And at the bottom of the hour, we do have a duplicate game today. So we will talk a little bit about our duplicate game. There is no lesson tomorrow. Christmas Eve tomorrow, there is no lesson at all. No game, no lesson tomorrow. Same thing Friday. In fact, this Thursday, I know some of you are watching the recording and it might be 10 years from now, but for those of you watching live, tomorrow's Thursday, Christmas Eve, and then Friday, Christmas. Next week, New Year's Eve, Thursday, and New Year's Friday, no game, no lecture, okay? So our next Thursday session won't be until January. We do have our game today in about a little over half an hour. We have Robert on Tuesday. Robert's going to be every Tuesday still. I will be here a week from today on Wednesday. I think next Wednesday is really important, not just for you guys if you think you already know reverses, but follow-ups to reverses. Please tell some of your friends who need to know about reverses, because it really should be part of standard bidding. I'm calling it a convention because we're going to do some conventional follow-ups, but next Wednesday, I will be doing reverses. Robert will be here Tuesday next week. There will be a game next Wednesday. Starting next year, 2021 in January, we are going to have 3 games a week. Tuesday after Robert, Thursdays after me, Fridays after Michael. Please also tell if you have any friends who are newer players. I think the series starting in January would be great. I'm doing declarer play from the beginning, well, not for beginners, but the 3 steps. So starting Thursdays in January, I have a 6-week series on declarer play. It won't be basic, but it'll be intermediate. So that's Thursdays next year. We'll be sending you the schedule, but nothing the next 2 days. Okay, all of you who have been with us before, we sent a holiday gift. Thank you for all the feedback we got. Those of you who watched me playing the piano, I'm not a very good pianist, but I was able to play Jingle Bells, and my piano playing and my golf are amateurish. Okay, I'm going to take some questions soon. At the bottom of the hour, we'll talk to you about the duplicate game today. Thank you, those of you who like the video. Any feedback you have, please let us know what you like, what you don't like. I know my handwriting's not so good. You don't like that? I'm trying to get better. I have a stylus now. Can I hold it up to the camera? So I'm writing a little better. I'm going to do that in the Q&A. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go to the questions. What else do we have? If I left anything out, can one of the staff message me? I do want to thank the staff, Michael and Jesse, Cheryl, Dawn, and Lynn. I hope to see a lot of that staff live in 10 months. If all goes well, let's see, 10 months from now, and a little bit, we'll be getting on our regional at sea, our luxury regional at sea. Thank you. Yeah, I love our staff. They can't wait. Cheryl has her bags packed already. October 31st, we're going to try, vaccine permitting, world permitting. The details are on the website. Barcelona to Florida, a lesson each day, regional gold points, a lot of fun. Let's just hope the world's back to normal. Okay, let me start some questions. First one's from Marie. So in the Q&A, I'm going to take your questions. Let me go to the first one here. Okay, Marie asks, the opponents are passing throughout in the auction, one club, one spade. I guess the question got cut off in the auction, one club, one spade. All right, well, let me see if I can guess what she was going to say. So it's probably going to go club, pass, a spade, pass, one, no. Just a reminder, if it goes a club and they come in, they bid anything, we will not use this convention. We will not use this convention. Say they bid one diamond. We will not use the convention. If you need a forcing bid, you'll bid their suit. In this case, it'll kind of be new minor anyway because they bid diamonds. But if they come in, if they double, we won't use the convention because you can redouble with a good hand. So we won't use the convention if they come in or by a pass 10. If it goes pass, pass, one diamond, pass, one spade, pass, one no, we assume no game because this is a passed hand opposite a weak note trump. So we won't use it. Anyway, I guess I can't guess what Marie's question was, but we're going to say new minor forcing, off in interference, off by passed hand. Is that the best way? It's an okay way. Just pick something and live with it. Okay, let's come back and get the next question. All right. Q&A. Will Larry explain how this works with major, major? Okay, that's a good question, Lee. Let me get that up on the screen. Well, good question. I tried to avoid it though. Let's go here and show your question. Okay, will Larry explain? I guess I will now. Okay, well, if it goes major, major, well, it's going to go hard as spade because if it goes one spade, pass, one spade, pass, two hearts, pass, we don't use this convention. And, you know, don't get confused. I said it's after a one no or two no rebid. Well, not after this one. Okay, this auction is just a natural 2/1 auction. Everything here, we don't use a convention here. We use natural. No convention. Okay, it's only after a one something, pass one something, pass two no rebid. It's after that two no rebid. So I'm glad that came up. One spade, two something, two no. That's just natural. We don't use any conventions there. That's just a natural 2/1 auction. So I'm glad I got a chance to say that on the record, Lee. But what Lee's asking about, of course, is one heart, pass, one spade, pass, one no, pass. Okay, so how do we use new minor? Well, there's two new minors. Two clubs is new and two diamonds is new. So for argument's sake, we'll say two clubs is the new minor since it's the cheapest and it's like Stamen. So two clubs would be looking for 3-card spade support. And I wouldn't discuss more than that. It's going to come up once a year. What does two diamonds mean? Don't bid it. What does opener do with blah, blah, blah? Don't. Just leave it at that. At just some point, you have to stop. You just don't want to define everything. Now that it came up, let me tell you what went wrong with Marty Bergen and Larry Cohen. Okay, Marty Bergen, featured on that holiday gift video, if you haven't watched it yet. Marty Bergen was my partner in the 1980s. Now, the demise of our partnership was Marty wanted to define all this, I call it crap, okay? Like we'd have, you know, I want to say new minor forcing. And I'd want to kind of leave it about it, what we did today. But Marty would say, but Larry, I want to know, what if it goes a diamond, pass, a spade, pass, two no, pass, three clubs, pass. What's the difference between three diamonds, three hearts, three spades, and three no? Define each one. And I just don't want to define each one. What's the difference between, life's too short. I'm not going to remember it when it comes up. I don't want to have to study it for the one time a year it comes up. So my philosophy on conventions was just know the first few bids and be aware that once a year you might have to wing it. I would tell Marty, Marty would say, what are we going to do if blah, blah, blah? And he didn't like it, but my answer would be wing it, which meant just, live a little. But Marty wanted it written down and defined. And I didn't think that was practical. I didn't want to write it down and define it. So Marty, on a scale of 1 to 10 with conventions, I thought he was like a 9 or 10. He disagrees with me, where he wanted everything written out and he wanted lots of pages of notes. I wanted just the bare bones. That's why David Berkowitz and our philosophy was the same. I could show you our system notes since we're playing some bridge now. We're in that tournament, and our system notes are simple. They don't go to the what if on the 7th bid of the auction. We just kind of try to use common sense, and we don't want to define all that. So when it comes to these conventions, I try not to get into all the what ifs. Okay, let me get to another question. I just think it's practical. It's impractical to define all the what ifs. And DL, if you're listening, sometimes she asks me for all the what ifs, and I just say it's just not practical. Just don't worry about the what ifs. Just hope they don't come up, and if they do, just make something up. Okay. Dorothy, would you discuss an invitational hand being 11-12 versus 10-11? Okay, so I think what Dorothy's asking is, we're the responder. So partner bid a diamond, let's say partner bid a diamond, pass, we bid a heart, pass, partner bid 1 no, pass. And now we're deciding, we have 10 high card points, we have 11, we have 12. Should we invite? Should invite, or sometimes bid a game? Well, high card points are just that. Let's say it goes a diamond, a heart, and no trump. I'm going to show you a 10 where I would bid game. Here's a 10 where I would bid game. Ace 10, 3-2, ace queen 10, 8-7-6, 3-2 double 10-2. Okay, I would bid game with this hand. A diamond, a heart, and no trump. I would bid 4 hearts. I would bid game. I have 6-4. I have aces, queens, 10s. I would bid game. Here's an 11 where I wouldn't even want to invite game. Queen 3-2, queen jack 4-3-2, queen jack 3, 3 and 6-2 is 8, and queen jack double 10. I'm not even going to invite game with that 11. So the answer to this is to look at it's in the store. Some of you saw it live. It was called Should I Go? Should I Go? No jokes, please. I've been sitting in the chair for more than an hour. There's part 1 and part 2. And that's when I talked about this is, what's 10, what's 11, what's 12? Is it a good 12? Are our cards and partners suit? Are they kings? Are they aces? Do we have 10s? Do we have a fit? Do we have 8 trump? Do we have 9 trump? So, it's a 1-hour answer or 2-hour answer, but this is basically hand evaluation. And it's it's a topic I love, but I can't answer in 2 minutes. So that's the best I can do. Okay, let's get another question here. I'm watching the clock. One of our staff will come on at the bottom of the hour and talk to you about the game. Okay, Marie already asked a question, so I'm only going to do 1 question per person. Brian, if I don't get to everyone's answer, I will type you an answer once we log off. Okay. Brian says, what do you do? 1 no by opener does not promise a stopper. That's correct. Respond, the 1 no rebid. Let's put in here rebid because that's what you're discussing. 1 no rebid by opener does not promise stopper. No for suits. That's correct. Responder uses new minor forcing. Opener does not have 3 in partners, does not have 4 of the other, and does not have a stopper in the artificial minors. Opener, go back to our 5-card minor, blah, blah, blah. Very good question. Well, the general answer, Brian, and I know not everyone's digested this question yet, but okay, the bottom line is we don't worry about stoppers. Because if both hands are balanced, opener and responder are balanced. If there's no 8-card major fit, So in other words, you didn't have the 3 of the this and you didn't have the 4 of the that. So there's going to be no 8-card major fit. Okay, so that means pretty much that there's not going to be a problem suit because opener is balanced and responder is going to be pretty much balanced because he didn't find a fit. I mean, opener, maybe responders 5-5 or something weird like that, 5-5. But for the most part, both hands are balanced, so we don't really worry about it. What I'm trying to say is, let's say it goes club, pass, spade, pass, 1 no. Okay, and this guy doesn't have diamond stop, for example. Let's say he's got, or let's say he doesn't have heart stop. Well, let's go with, say, king and 1, jack third, king, jack third, 4's 8, and ace fifth. Okay, so the responder uses the new minor now, 2 diamonds, and responder has, say, ace 10 fifth, 3 little, 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no, 2 diamonds, queen and 1, and king, queen third. Okay, so it goes club, a spade, 1 no, 2 diamonds, and the opener doesn't have either, so he bids 2 no. Well, no one really has hearts stopped, but it's like they're stopped. It's just because we're both kind of flattish. So the bottom line is you don't worry about it because it's rare for someone to have a singleton. This person won't, this person rarely will. So the worst that has happened, sometimes you'll get there with jack third opposite 2 little, and then you hope they're 4-4. So the bottom line is we don't worry about stoppers. It's just like it might go 1 no, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 no. And opener might not have hard stop, then responder might not have hard stop, but they might be stopped because they're 4-4, and we have 3 to the jack, opposite 2 little. So the bottom line is we don't worry about stoppers. That's the bottom line. Might it bite you once in a while? Yeah, but it's not worth worrying about. So good question. Okay, how long does a duplicate game last? 15 deals. I think it's about an hour and a half. I did not get jingle bells. Well, Mary, we sent everyone on Monday a thank you past participants, and it had holiday gift. It probably went to junk or spam. I know you've been to past webinars, so you would have gotten it. Check your junk folder, and if not, you can email webinars@larryco.com, webinars@larryco.com. Okay, Ed, I didn't know how we could go by a week without a question from Ed, so let's take a look at Ed's question. I have to remember to stop recording soon. Okay, let's go to a new text box and let's look at Ed. Thinking ahead to next week with opponents, thanks for the plug. With opponents on the pass 1 club, 1 spade, 2 dimes, still forcing 1 round. Okay, so this is a reverse by a passed hand, Ed's asking. Well, let's go first, opening 1 club. Let's forget about the passed hand, 1 spade, 2 diamonds. That is a reverse, which we'll be talking about next week. As to what it shows, we'll talk about that next week. What Ed is asking is, what if the person who bid a spade was a passed hand? It's still a reverse, still forcing 1 round. Yes, you cannot pass a reverse. So that's a good question. I might not even cover that next week. So we covered it in advance. Oh, Joanne, another one. Okay, Joanne, she used my new minor forcing article dated from 2005 to teach. Yeah, and Joanne, actually, let me put this on the screen because it's important. I know you're a teacher, and I want to make a point here that something has changed a little bit. Joanne used 2005 from my website. I am quite sure that in 2005, that version is a little different. I might not have, I mean, it's almost the same, but it's a slightly different variation. Why? Because in 2005, that's what was more prevalent. In 2020, the way I just showed it to you was a little more prevalent. It's not a big deal. It really, the only slight change was like a diamond, pass, a spade, pass 1 no, pass 2 clubs, pass. We weren't allowing that 3 spade bid back then. Now we're allowing it with a maximum. Other than that, there's not much difference. But, you know, that's the thing with conventions. They sometimes change a little over time. I mean, RKC has changed over time. Well, if you see a write-up of RKC from 1970, it's going to be 3014 responses. And if you look at one recently, it's going to be 1430 responses. So conventions over the years, the mainstream treatments do change a little bit. So that's why when you sit down with a partner and you say new minor forcing, yeah, that's not enough. You have to say which version, and just try to keep the discussion to 1 minute or less, so you'll get bogged down. Okay, a couple more. Craig, did you say did you say opener should not rebid a minor if he opens it? Well, not with 5, a diamond pass, a spade pass, 2 diamonds is 6 or more diamonds. I'd say 98% of the time. If you want an example of, you don't repeat a 5-card minor. I'll give you an example when I would repeat a 5-card minor. Off the top of my head, it's really hard. Let's go with singleton, ace, jack 10, 8, ace, queen 10, 9, 3, 4, 3, 2. A diamond, pass, a spade, pass. Yeah, I would repeat this 5-card suit because I don't rebid 1 no with a singleton. I can't reverse next week's topic, and I'm not going to bid a 3-card suit. So occasionally I would rebid a 5-card suit, but I wouldn't be balanced. With a balanced 5, 3, 3, 2, 100% rebid 1 no trump if you're in range. So yeah, repeating a 5-card minor is assumed to be 6. Rarely would it be 5. Okay, let me try the rest real quick. Linda, did you say it's off with a double? Yes, I did. I said if the opponent's double or overcalled or we're a passed hand, we don't use it. Is it right or wrong? You could argue the pros and cons. I'm keeping it simple and I'm saying we're only going to use it if there's no interference, no passed hand. Jeffrey, if you get a lead directing double, do you keep going? Yes, let me put that one up there. Okay, well, actually, we're going to stop the recording now. So the rest of you, Jeffrey, Angela, Pam, Terry, Betty, Carol, I'm going to type you all the answers now. So Jesse or Cheryl or Michael, if any of you are there, speak up. Can I hear your voice?
I'm here.
Okay, Cheryl's here. Cheryl's going to ask most of you who are playing in the game today know what to do